Hey guys, I'm Rebecca Wicklin. I'm the discussion leader for the article How to Fix Poverty, Why Not Just Give People Money? This was my solution to poverty when I was like 7. Just give them money. Honestly, don't know why people didn't do it. Seemed pretty good to me. But this article, Give Directly wanted to see what would happen if people in extreme poverty were given basic income, which in Kenya was about $22 a month, and they gave them this money with no strings attached. This is one of my important facts because I thought this was very important. So I'm a criminal justice student. I have studied Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This is a pyramid-shaped theory, I guess you could say, that explains human motivation. So I think that this is exactly what Give Directly is trying to do with the money that they are giving. So the bottom of the pyramid, the biggest part of the pyramid, is physiological needs like food, water, warmth, shelter, basic things that you need. So if you start going up the pyramid, you pass all the basic needs and you get to psychological needs and then self-fulfillment needs. So what this pyramid means is that the human being cannot focus on and will not be concerned about anything else until these basic needs are met. This is pretty much what people are saying, like with schooling and free meals. Like if someone is starving and doesn't have any food, they're not going to focus on anything else except getting food. Okay? And so what schools are trying to do, they want to give them food so they can focus on school. And this is exactly what Give Directly is trying to do. Give them money so they can stop focusing on food and start focusing on things that could benefit them in the future. Maybe getting a job, something like that. So another important fact in this article was that it stated that people in extreme poverty do not waste money. So I thought this was very interesting. This point was in reference to why they're giving $22 a month to these people in Kenya. And their response was that these people are in extreme poverty, they're not going to waste it. I thought this was very interesting because everyone at some point has heard someone say, do not give cash to the homeless. Instead, give them food or water because if you give them cash, they will buy drugs and alcohol. So this is saying the exact opposite of what the article is saying. Personally, I think that what someone does with the money depends on the person. So those homeless people are addicted, some of them are addicted to drugs and alcohol. And so if you give them money, those drugs and alcohol meet those physiological needs. Those physiological needs that are being met is because they are suffering a disease, addiction. They need those drugs and alcohol. They don't just want those drugs and alcohol. Whereas if you gave it to someone who's not addicted, they would buy whatever they need, food, water, find a place to stay for the night, something like that. So as I said, if those homeless people didn't have addiction, and these Kenyans don't have addiction, then they will most likely spend this money on food, on water, on a place to stay, on something that will meet their basic needs. So I also found it interesting. One of my interesting facts was that the anecdote was about the anecdote of Tenyo. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but when they talked about how this money has changed his life and that of his family. So he explained how he could not get a job to get him out of this extreme poverty that he was at because to get a job in Kenya, you needed to give a down payment to the company in order to work. So what he was saying is that if he wanted a job, he was going to have to give half of his salary to the company in order to just begin working. This disgusted me. I was blown away. I did not know that this happened. This is a true paradox. So these people need this job. They need this job to get money. They don't have money, so they're getting a job so that they can get money. So obviously they don't have the money to give to the job, so they can get the job. How does the company not see this? I don't understand how that would help the company. The company wants to work efficiently. Therefore, they need workers. So what they're doing right now is they're chasing off workers that they need. I don't see how this helps anyone in this scenario. Another thing that interested me was another part of the Atinio anecdote. So that with this money, he is thinking about what he can do to keep money coming into his family in the future. So he, of course, spent this money to get food for him and his little toddler, to give them solid meals a day, right? But once he figured that out, once he got that, he started thinking forward, which is exactly what Give Directly is trying to do with this money. So he bought goats, he bought saplings, and he is now planting a forest so that in 5 years, when the trees are fully formed and fully ready, he can cut them down and sell them for more money. With this money, what he's planning to do is he's planning to pay for his children's education so that they can be a step up where he is now, so that they can hopefully not have to worry about the same thing that he was worrying about. With this small amount of money, $22 a month that he is getting, he is milking out every cent that he can. He spent it exactly how Give Directly wanted. He got his basic needs fulfilled. And then he said, what's a step up from that? And he went there, and he is thinking about him. He's thinking about the future. He's thinking not only 5 years in the future, but 10 years, when his daughter needs to start thinking about a higher level of education that maybe he attended. So I thought that was very interesting. So my question is, why are more people not doing this? Why are more companies not doing what Give Directly is doing, not giving straight cash to people? Because this seems like the smartest way to use donations. So you give money straight to the people you're trying to help. You give aid straight to the people you're trying to help. And the people need it, and they can do whatever they want with this money. So this gives the people in need the power to spend the money on whatever they personally need. Everyone's needs are slightly different. And so what other companies have done in the past is generally given people aid in general. So they, for example, they'll be like, oh, we get money, we buy materials, we go to Africa, we build a well, and now everyone gets water. Yes, water is a basic necessity. They need water, but what about that one family who already has water and is not worried about getting water? They're worried about getting food. They have no food. And so you gave them water, which is great, but they already had it. That's not what they needed. You did not help that one family. And so if you give them money, they don't need to spend on water because they have that. But they can spend it on food, which is something they also need. Also, a company I feel like would want to do this because it's less time and less effort. Donations straight to the people instead of donations to materials, to plane trips, to bring people down to Africa, to build the wells. Now you just give the money to the people, no questions asked. And this little tiny amount of money that may not seem like a lot gets these people out of extreme poverty and lets them focus on something else that can help them in the future. Thank you.